If you've spent any time at all looking into online trading, you've absolutely seen an ad like this one. There's always a massive number, a huge promise, and this incredible idea of trading with a ton of someone else's money. So today, we're going to break down exactly what an offer like this really means, piece by piece, to see what's actually going on behind that giant number.
So here's the ad that sparked this whole explainer. It's a post from a company called Plutus Trade Base, and a couple of things just leap off the screen at you, right? Up to $200,000 in funding and 95% profit splits. I mean, come on, at first glance, that sounds like the opportunity of a lifetime.
And that, of course, leads to the big question that's probably popping into your head right now. An offer this good, there's got to be a catch, right? Well, it's not so much a catch as it is a very specific business model that's really important to understand.
So let's start with the big one, that huge number that grabs all the attention. What does $200,000 actually mean in this offer?
$200,000. You know, for most people, that's a completely life-changing amount of capital to have at your fingertips. It means you could take bigger positions, and you could potentially generate some really significant returns, all without risking your own personal savings. But where does this money actually come from?
And that question is perfect because it brings us to probably the most misunderstood word in any of these ads, funding. What does that really mean here?
This is always the first, and honestly, the most important thing to figure out. If you lose this money, are you suddenly on the hook for 200 grand? The short answer is no, not at all. And that's because this isn't a loan in any way, shape, or form. This right here is the key difference. With a loan, that money is yours, but so is all the liability. With a funded account, it's totally different. You're basically being brought on as a contractor to trade the firm's capital. You never actually get a check for $200,000. Instead, you get the keys to a trading account with that much buying power. And here's the most crucial part. The firm is the one taking on the market risk.
Okay, so if the firm is taking on all that risk, how does a trader actually get their hands on one of these accounts? I mean, as you can probably guess, they don't just give them away to anyone who asks. There's a path you have to walk first.
Getting access is completely conditional. Before any company is going to trust you with their capital, you have to prove beyond a doubt that you know what you're doing. And that proof comes in the form of something called an evaluation, or as it's often called, a challenge.
And this lays out the journey perfectly. First, you have to pay a one-time fee to even take the evaluation. That can be anywhere from a few $100 to over 1,000, depending on the account size you're going for. Then you have to trade in a simulated demo environment and hit some very specific profit targets, all without breaking any of their rules. And only if you succeed do you get handed the keys to the real, funded account.
Now, the big takeaway here is that these rules are not just about make a profit. Not at all. They are specifically designed to filter for traders who are consistent and manage their risk well. The firm wants to see that you can protect their capital from big losses while you're making money. They're looking for a skilled manager, not just some lucky gambler.
So now that we get the whole journey to getting funded, let's look at the prize for making it through. Let's talk about that incredible profit split.
Remember this from the ad? After all that work, all that pressure to pass the challenge, this is the reward. You do the trading, and you get to keep almost all of the winnings.
And visually, it's just this simple. For every single dollar of profit you generate in that funded account, you keep 95 cents. The firm that put up the capital and took all the initial risk, they keep 5 cents. It is a really powerful incentive for traders who can prove they're successful. Okay, and this is a critical detail, so you got to remember this one. That amazing profit split, it only applies to the money you make after you've passed the evaluation. The profits you might make during the challenge phase, that's all just part of the test. This payout structure is your reward for graduating. So, when you put all of these different pieces together, you've got the evaluation fee, the challenge rules, the funded account, and the profit split. What you end up with is a complete and pretty clever business model. The official name for these companies is a proprietary trading firm, or what pretty much everyone in the business just calls a prop firm. You can think of them as talent scouts. They use these online challenges to find profitable traders from anywhere in the world without a stuffy, traditional hiring process. And this slide really sums up the whole ecosystem, doesn't it? It's a two-way street. Traders get a shot at using a level of capital they could probably only dream of.
The firm gets to discover trading talent, and let's be honest, it also generates revenue from the evaluation fees paid by everyone who tries out, not just the ones who pass. But when a trader does succeed, everybody wins from the profits.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, these offers, they're not giving away free money. Not even close. What they really are is a new, wide-open audition for the world of trading. It's a really high-stakes performance where if you can prove your skill under pressure, you get access to the big stage. Is it a shortcut? Probably not. But for a lot of people out there, it's finally a clear path forward.